Hey and hello, Ed here. I can't wait to tell you my favorite shoes of 2024. And it's not even the end of the year yet. Are you ready? Well, I'm not ready yet, but we will be. All right, let's go.
What are you doing? Dance to the music.
All right, now I'm ready. And that's right. Saucony Endorphin Speed 4 is probably the most fun I've had in a running shoe in a long time. And run and fun aren't two words I normally associate with the other, but like I said, the Speed 4s are the best shoe of 2024. At least for me. But before we get into the reasons, I'm making this video because I wanted to let my future self know how I came to this conclusion. Maybe my future self can look at the video and say, oh, that's how you came to the conclusion. There were three factors I looked at. One, my physical background. Two, how the Speed 4s got on my radar. And three, the specs or features of the Speed 4s. First, my physical background. My height, I measured 6 feet tall on one doctor's visit, but measured 5 feet 11 on another. So let's say 6 foot. Next is my weight. It fluctuates, especially during a training block. It hovers around 175 to 185 pounds. When I'm resting, not training, I'll be anywhere between 185 and 200 pounds. As for my feet, I'm overpronate, which means I'm flat footed. I've run various distances 5Ks, 10Ks, a few half marathons, and one marathon. I like to give myself 12 weeks to train for a half marathon and more time for longer distances. The way I pick out my shoes, there's no real science behind it. I'll go to a website, go to the running section, scroll through the running section, and pick out the brightest and loudest color shoe I can find. And that's it. Once I get the shoes, I put them on my feet and take them out for a run. And I use them until the soles wear out. It's a recipe that worked for me for so long until it didn't. I was training for the 2023 San Francisco Half Marathon First Bridge Half. Planning consisted of me using the Hal Higdon website to print out the Novice 2 12-week plan and follow it until race day. Shout out to Hal Higdon! My shoes from a previous one were still good. The soles weren't worn out yet, so I should be good, right? Training started off well. I'm building my base, getting stronger and getting faster. All was good until I hit the halfway mark. I found out the hard way I was doing too much and going too fast too soon, not giving a chance for my body to recover. Still using the same shoes because they still look good. Before I knew it, a twinge in my leg that I ignored became an annoying hip injury. I was hurting. But I didn't want to quit. I had a race to train for. I took 2 weeks to recover, and in the end, I finished the half with a time of 2 hours and 12 minutes. Still a good time, but for sure I knew I could have put in more effort if I weren't injured. My hip, though, it got worse, and I would end up not being able to run for another 8 months afterwards, and it sucked. Now, I know shoes are only one aspect of preparing for a race, but I wanted to make sure that for the next half marathon, I was prepared as best as possible. I went to the doctor to check out what was wrong with me, and I also wanted to find out how I could recover as soon as possible. Resting for a whole year? Oh man, that was something I did not want to hear. Maybe I'm stubborn like that. Like, oh, I can recover like last time. Let me tell you, there was one year I really did a number to my Achilles. I was really into parkour. Part of my training was running up this obstacle called a warped wall. I've been up it so many times, it wasn't an issue. But it only takes one time, right? So on this one run up, I heard something pop, and I felt a pain in my left lower calf area. It hurt a lot. But I didn't see a doctor after, and I recovered on my own. It took about 3 months, and a couple of years later, I ran a marathon, the San Francisco Marathon, which is 26.2 miles, and was fine. I guess I didn't know any better. But this time around, oh, that pain lingered. It was time for me to see a doctor. Afterwards, I made a commitment to change how I approached running so I could do running for the long term. One of the important things I learned is not only should I be warming up, strength training, zone 2 running, dialing in my nutrition and hydration, cooling down and stretching, but I also should be rotating my shoes. Turns out, wearing your shoes until they're worn out can sometimes be a bad idea, especially if you're training for any kind of race. So off I went to Google and YouTube and I binged every shoe review that I could find. Nothing really clicked. I didn't see anything I really liked until I watched this YouTuber, Kofuzi, who's a well known non elite runner and reviews shoes. At the end of one of his videos, he said, "Shoe of the year," or something like that. And I wanted to check him out. And I bet you know what shoes I'm talking about. I ordered a pair of the Saucony Endorphin Speed 4s. It cost me $160 after coupon codes. Sure, they were expensive, but I figured I could use them for my entire training block this time, and the shoe tech looked impressive on paper. My whole thing was I needed shoes with good cushion and were responsive. They had to move the moment I wanted them to move, but still have decent cushion even after 10 miles of running. The Speed Force checked off all my boxes. Check this out. These are some of the highlights. Power Run PB Foam, a combination of cushion and energy return. Yes, please. A wing nylon plate with speed roll technology for effortless speed, smooth turnover, and propulsive forward motion. Oh, hell yeah, let's give this a go. My first run in the Speed Force was actually during a 5K race. I still remember it like it was yesterday. Let me paint the picture for you. It was a beautiful day at Golden Gate Park, lush greenery everywhere, sunny but not too hot. My wife and kids even got up early enough to watch me. Yay! The race was called Father's Day Rainbow Falls 5K, organized by DSE runners. DSE stands for Dolphin South End and are the oldest and largest running club in San Francisco. Now, it's an unspoken rule in running to never try anything new on race day. You want to control as many variables as you can so you can concentrate on the task at hand, which is running your best race. But today I was just feeling it. I was feeling good. I was training for the 2024 San Francisco Half Marathon First Bridge Half, and a 5K was part of my training block. Training was going well. My current pace at the time was 9 to 10 minutes per mile. So I put my shoes on, warmed up, and I thought to myself, just full send it, man. Just go for it. And go I did. I looked down on my watch to see my pace, and I was surprised I was running faster than normal. I finished the race at 25 minutes and 34 seconds with an 8-minute and 13-second mile pace and a new 5K personal best. I was hooked. I used them for long runs, speed workouts, and other crazy runs like hills, but not on recovery runs because I wanted to use them for as long as possible. I did not want to wear these out this time, at least not so soon. After a run, I was tired, but I felt good. Like I could put in hard effort and not worry about injury. Every time I put on the Speed 4s, I felt magical. And I really like that feeling. Come race day, I lace them on like any other day. Then the race started. I ran through Christie Fields, across the Golden Gate Bridge, a gnarly ass hill, and through the streets of San Francisco. I was able to reach my half marathon running goal of sub 2 hours. Best feeling in the world. And yup, really best shoes ever. The only thing bumming me out now is I know they won't last forever. Like all shoes, these will be phased out by a newer model with new tech. And there won't be anything I can do about it except watch old videos. But you know what? These 4s, they are nice. That's why I had to get it twice. And I mean, why not? These are my favorite shoes of 2024.